I was raised in a Christian home. We attended church from a very, very young age. My sophomore year of high school, my parents had moved, and so I started attending public high school, Valhalla, for the first time, and a whole new world opened up to me, and it really challenged my faith in what I believed. And I realized at that time, at 15 years old, I didn't have a faith. My senior year, I went out on my own and just decided I was gonna make some of my own decisions, and I found out the night before my grad night that I was pregnant. My boyfriend, per se, at the time did not want anything to do with it. Even my parents, who were pro-life, were very against me keeping my daughter. And during that time, God really said, like, I've got this, like, you're gonna walk through this, and I'm gonna be with you. When she was 6 months old, I got invited to my now husband's birthday party. We ended up getting married, and now we're married, and we have 3 other kids as well as Brittany. Through high school, I had a small group with her, and I would pray with like guilt and conviction that I was a teen mom still, and she was still walking out the sin that I had. And it was her sophomore year, and I remember at winter camp, I went to go pray for her, and the Lord stopped me and said, like, it's finished, it's done. Like, you're not a teen mom, and she's not the daughter of a teen mom anymore. And since then, the Lord had some really big doors to open. A couple months later, Brittany was away at a camp, and she had messaged me about getting in contact with her biological dad, who we hadn't seen in many, many years.
When I started talking to my biological dad, it was very inconsistent, and we had talked a couple times through Facebook, and then he just stopped talking to me altogether, and that was really hard for me. So before, it was, he's never been in my life, so there wasn't anything for me to feel rejected by, like I did something wrong. And then when we started talking and he stopped talking to me, that's when I started to feel like, okay, I must have said something wrong, or I'm not what he wanted me to be, or not what he expected, and that's why he's not talking to me anymore.
About 3 months into reconnecting with his family, finding out his sister still lives about 20 minutes from us, Brittany's biological cousin had committed suicide. And again, I chose to use that time to say, Lord, I am not gonna let the enemy take me back to that place, and I'm gonna use you to restore this family, because I do have a responsibility to them. And so we walked them through, and I remember bringing her biological aunt to church here at Foothills a couple Sundays, taking her to the healing room, walking through the funeral with them, and everything that the enemy had used to mark me as different, as not worthy, and where there was fear and where there was doubt, that was completely restored to grace.
Even now, since then, I'm closer to his sister than I am to my biological dad. He's just very inconsistent. But the Lord teaching me about him being a restorer, and him being sovereign, and him being a healer in so many areas. Him restoring relationships, it wasn't going to look exactly how I expected it to with my biological dad, but he had a plan to restore, and he has brought a lot of good out of it, even though there was pain.
I still to this day think that family, her biological family, will come to know the Lord through that. And it may not be in my time, and it may not be what I can see, but I know that for me and my house, we have served the Lord in and through this situation. And I know that the God I serve has plans to restore.